So today's question is, I have bipolar and was recently told that I have symptoms of splitting, but I cannot get my head around it. No pun intended. Splitting isn't usually associated with bipolar disorder. Now, that's not to say you can't have it as a symptom. Of course you can, but it's more associated with people suffering from borderline personality disorder, where it tends to be a core symptom. So splitting essentially entails the inability to accurately assess other people or situations for nuances. So people with splitting don't get nuance. It means seeing everything in complete black and white or good and bad. There's no middle ground. And on top of this, the position that a person takes tends to change quite rapidly. Splitting means being unable to weigh the positive and negative aspects of anything. It's a psychological defense mechanism in which people, places, or events are exclusively viewed in an all or nothing scenario. And it allows sufferers to process overwhelming and complex emotions by reducing others to either being exclusively good or exclusively bad, either being idolized or devalued. So it constitutes a way of dealing with emotions and experiences which seem to be contradictory a lot of the time. Everything is either idolized or completely shunned. So, for example, Johnny is a bad person and my enemy. Sarah is a good person and my friend. Social media is always bad, newspapers are always good, and so on. Very black and white. So sentiments can also very easily change from day to day, and even from one moment to the next. So, for example, splitting can manifest in telling a partner to get out and leave, and then begging them to stay when they actually do. So it's typically triggered by an event that causes the sufferer to take extreme emotional viewpoints. So these events may be relatively ordinary, such as having to travel on a business trip or getting in an argument with someone. Splitting, of course, it can seriously interfere and end up completely destroying one's everyday life. Things like job, school, and personal relationships can really be affected by it. Among the causes for splitting, certainly in BPD, is early life trauma, such as having experienced abuse or abandonment. And if it's left untreated, splitting really does have the potential to devastate lives and relationships of those suffering from it. So I hope that explains it. But as I said, it's not necessarily a common symptom in bipolar. It's much more common in BPD. Anyway, that's what it is.